Viva Piñata Trouble in Paradise, a sequel to, dare I say, one of the best games ever made, which is called just Viva Piñata. I decided to play 100 days of Viva Piñata 1 back in May, and I basically challenged myself to get every single piñata in one go. And that's what I'm going to do again. Today I want to see if I can play 100 days of Viva Piñata Trouble in Paradise or Viva Pinata TIP and see if I can get every single piñata. So enjoy the rest of this extremely long video and enjoy. Day 1 started off instantly with a lot of chaos and a lot of things happening at once. I got an intro cutscene with Professor Pester, the bad guy of this game, with his goons breaking into Piñata Central and somehow breaking down the whole service. So the game just starts you off straight away from here. Quickly comparing it to the first game, it starts you off in a garden that has already been begun, or well, not exactly destroyed and completely dried up like in the first game. Here I have a Lickitung, poppy plants, and some paths put down, which I will probably get rid of later. And from here, instantly, the game made me do annoying tutorials that had me flying around the place while it told me to do some of the stuff. During that, a Bispotty showed up, who is a brand new piñata to the game. Also, something cool in this one is you can actually exit the bounds of the garden, which is a huge help considering that, again, in the first game, you were just always limited to your garden and you could just never leave that white outline. Thank God this edition is here. From there, my favorite, or at least one of my favorite piñatas appeared, a worm. Good to see you again. Did a Siripin followed it, and then on top of that, the Bispotty became part of the garden. One thing I need to quickly mention is I will probably mispronounce piñatas or just call them by like their animal name, because if you look at a Siripin, it's just a snake. So just in case, considering my first video had some criticism of my pronunciations, I just have to make that clear. From there, I got introduced to a candosity meter, which is basically used for sending off piñatas to parties. Definitely a bigger thing in this game compared to the first one, so I just had to fill up the meter by naming the Bispotty something. And because its name starts with a B, and I just kind of like naming piñatas with whatever their first letter is, I wanted to call it Brittany. And I asked my Alexa how to spell Brittany, and instead it spelled out how to spell Britain. So Britain it is. From there, I sent her off and I decided to go to the desert. Get it? Because it's like dessert, but it's a desert, which is actually one of the 3 locations you can visit in this game, or at least one of the 2 other ones apart from your garden, which is definitely a huge addition to this game and spices things up. Here I saw a Sweetle and a Geki, and to quickly explain how this overall location works, you essentially trap piñatas here, bring them back to your garden, untrap them, and make them part of your garden over there. I would kind of call it unethical because they get very scared of whenever you do that, so it just feels wrong, you know, each time I did it. But I did trap a Sweetle and headed back to the garden, where I did actually meet one of the characters that is way more useful in this game, called Fanny Franker. Yeah, that's her name. The reason she plays such a bigger role is because she's the person that basically has all of the piñatas in her like mail. So whenever you trap a piñata, you send it over. And something that I just never used in this game is you can like send over piñatas to Xbox Live friends. I don't have any friends, so, and I seriously doubt anyone really plays this game all that much anymore. Before I unloaded my Sweetle, 2 more piñatas showed up, a moth drop and a pretzel. And because I brought over the Sweetle itself, I got a sand pouch, which is definitely another really favorite addition of mine. Basically, you have a grass pouch in the game, which is from the first one. You can just, you know, get rid of dirt, but in this one, you also get sand, which allows you to customize the location like a lot, and I just really like it. And because of that, the Sweetle became part of the garden. Look at him, he's so small. Not gonna lie, that was probably one of the most intense introductions to a game I've had, because that was day 1. And I need to also point out something. The way I'm going to be treating these days is once the morning starts, that's when the day starts for me, because according to the game, it starts when obviously it hits midnight, but we're not gonna be looking that deep into it. I don't want to start a new day when it's dark and all the piñatas are sleeping. Anyway, day 2 started off the same way. Pure chaos and content overload. Firstly, Lottie showed up, and Cedos, who are the 2 most valuable characters in this game. One selling everything, and the other one selling you seeds for completely free, and it's just always so exciting to just go bug Cedos and be like, give me a new seed, give me a new seed, give me a new seed. From there, the crustacean appeared, and I got the worm. Look at him. I called him Jonathan. Let's see how long he survives in this one. Because of the worm itself, a sparrowment appeared. Great. And then I harassed Cedos until he gave me new seeds, like a carrot and a daisy. And then, because of those, finally got a taffly to appear. The odd tutorial bit of this game started to really annoy me. I preferred the occasional character telling me what to do in the first one instead of forcefully making me to do certain things that I just didn't want to because I already know how to play this game. Today, I also visited the other new location in this game called the Pentarctic. Get it? Piñata. Antarctic. Oh, these names are so funny. Which is the snow biome location place area. This is one of the other locations that I told you about. Here, 2 more piñatas appeared, a pengum and a roebean. I was considering kidnapping one of them to my garden, but decided not to since I want these stupid tutorials to be done and over with. So from here, back in the garden, I noticed the sparrowment. Oh, killed the worm. Oh, okay, thank God. It wasn't Jonathan. I don't like this, since for some odd reason in this game, they make the sparrowment become a resident by killing a worm. In the first game, it wasn't like that. You just had to have a worm in your garden. I don't think Jonathan has a lot of time left in him. Then Willie showed up. He's the guy that builds homes for piñatas to romance them, which is like a long story. If you don't know, you'll see soon. Then a bunnycomb showed up, and to finish off the day, I yelled a bit because I kept on getting bullied by this tutorial camera. Funny enough, here is the romancing. This is how piñatas reproduce. You get to tick off a list of certain requirements that usually aren't too complicated depending on like the piñata itself. Like these are super easy piñatas. It always involves the home from Willie, and then you know, just like feed them things or stuff like that, and then a heart appears above their head. Then by playing a very easy minigame, which is very different in this one because you have to collect hearts to essentially be able to complete the romance, go back to the place and they boogie. That's romancing. Is that how babies are made in real life? Now this romance did actually happen in day 3, and because of that, a sour Shelly bean appeared, who is essentially a bad piñata that causes what other word can I use? Bad chaos. I just used chaos multiple times, didn't I? But whatever, we'll work with it. You basically tame or turn them like any other piñata, but it's slightly more challenging because, you know, they can be bad piñata. From there, Storko is pulled up, who delivers the eggs of the piñatas that just romanced, and on top of that, the white flutterscotch appeared also. From there, I bullied Cedos once again until he gave me a yam seed that I could only plant on sand. That was pretty neat, and it's like a new addition to the game. Essentially, you get specific seeds that can only be planted in specific location. From there, finally, the tutorial at last was done. I also remembered that master romancing was really important in the first game for like a certain piñata. If you don't know what master romancing is, you just romance the same piñata over and over and over until you have 7 in your garden, or you just simply buy 7 piñatas, but we can't do that right now. So I guess I'll start off with the pispatis since I already made progress on that. From there, a mouse smeller decided to appear, and back in the desert, because I just wanted to check it out, a vultura appeared. While I was actually here, I wanted to see if I could trap a geki, but unfortunately, a serpent was instead the one that took the bait. Because of that, all the other piñatas ran away. Anyway, back at the garden, I was messing around with the new camera feature, which I assumed was just like a way of getting into photo mode by taking pictures of your piñatas, but accidentally I ended up trapping my Lickatoad. Like it just completely vanished. I panicked a bit, but thankfully I went over to Fanny Franker and she just had it like in a box. What? Okay, thank God it's back. To finish off the day, I got a bluebell seed and a new mysterious one that needed snow to be planted because nothing worked. I don't have that yet. Day 4 started off with a bunnycomb becoming a resident, and it's sad because in this game there isn't any cool video when piñatas turn or like become part of the garden, which is very stupid in my opinion. Like I really enjoyed the camera actually taking me away for something that I would like to see which piñata finally became a resident, because these early days too chaotic to keep up. Also, today Jonathan died. 4 days. Seriously? Like, was it even 4? Was that 3? I don't even know. That didn't last very long. Oh well, you did your best. Then the white flutterscotch finally became a resident, and a tartridge, and on top of that, a arachnid decided to show up. Wait, what? The arachnid is trapped? I kind of remember this. I've played this game a lot when I was younger, but I just don't remember this one the most because it's been like at least 10 years since I've played it. So it turns out by going over to Willie, I was able to pay him 1,000 chocolate coins to set it free. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more of these in different situations later on, so that's kind of interesting and fun. Today, I also realized that romancing in this game will be very difficult because those heart things that I told you about are really annoying to collect, and especially since there's a timer and it becomes a bit stressful. I guess they had to spice it up in some way. From there, I got the marshmallow, and then I went over to the Pintarctic where there is a new sour piñata, the sour lemoning. What the hell are you? Why are you? I kind of love it. Also, I wanted to see if I can get a robin, but nope. Again, piñata got caught that I didn't want, but trying it one more time, I managed to catch it. Yeah, you can try it multiple times if you're lucky enough. And since I brought it over back to the garden, guess what I got? A snow pouch, finally. Yippee. And then I also learned what that sea was. It was a holly bush. Neat. Today I got a shovel upgrade that finally let me dig water, which is also weird in this game comparing it to the first one. This time around, you dig in the same spot multiple times and it like digs up the spot, but it also covers up the spot, the same button. So that's weird. But then again, there was a very cool workaround, which is essentially you put down these like flag posts that connect together, but only a certain amount, and then you can dig a very large amount of water in one go, which is a good and bad change in my opinion, but more good. I definitely prefer this way. It makes stuff really fast, and you know, I prefer it that way because I had to dig like an entire garden of water in the first game, so that was, you know, very good change. On top of all of that, I got a robin to become a resident, and then look who decided to show up. Another piñata that I absolutely adore in this game, a fudge hawk. Day 5 also started with a cluckles showing up. Damn, 2 piñatas back to back, look at me go. Which had me a bit confused though, because in this game, I guess the pets that were in the first game, which was like a thing, you could buy pets very easily, you didn't have to like actually make them become your resident, are now piñatas that you can just get, you know, outside of the garden. That complicates stuff, that definitely does increase the amount of piñatas that you need to get. But look who showed up, Bart, who is essentially the tinkerer. He can turn certain items into other items. Best way to explain it. And then the sour Shelly being visited, and I also got the last romance done for Bisbodies, which means that they're master romance. And I also decided to go over to the desert to see if I could get the Geki, and yes I did. From there, back in the garden, Cedos gave me an apple tree seed, and finally, to top it all, also a snowdrop seed. And then the Geki became part of the garden. Welcome, little guy. And then I got a trick stick, which I don't like. You basically can save tricks that piñatas do. I'll be honest, I barely use this throughout the playthrough, but cool, I guess. And since I was done with the best bodies, I sold them all, but left Britain. You're special. Then a pretzel visited, and the wheeling show up, which is meant to be like Arthur first, I guess, but I guess he followed him after. Essentially, Arthur is like a pimp to helpers. That's the best way to explain it. The helpers being multiple characters that can come into your garden and help you out, like the weedling who just gets rid of weeds, but I never get him because I don't find any use in, you know, a weedling. I try to get the weeds away myself. Also, Gretchen Fetchum appeared. She's another MVP, basically catches any piñata you need, skipping over the whole like, oh, I need another piñata and I have to wait until it enters my garden and blah blah blah. She'll just catch it straight away, but you know, you have to have tamed the piñata before. Viva Piñata fun facts! Whoa, we're back with the fun facts. Crazy that they're back. I actually have not too many, but some that are very interesting. One of the ones I actually had to cut out from my first video, my first 100 days. If you want to go check it out, it's on the channel. It's pretty good. This fun fact is actually in relation to voice actors, and the reason it's about voice actors is because the voice actors inside of at least the first one, I do believe the second one as well, are the devs. They actually got the devs to just do the piñata sounds, and my favorite one has to still be the buzzlegum, but there are some very honorable mentions out there. And on top of that, you have also Leafos and other characters that I do believe they probably, you know, cast actual voice actors, but for some of them, not all of them, it was just devs, which is very cool, and I really do enjoy that one. Anyway, back to the video. On day 6, the pretzel became a resident, and I realized how meh the garden is after selling all those bisbodies. It gets a bit empty. Also, I want to check out the desert to see if there's something. Nope. Then over to the Pintarctic, which had a flapjack. Big boy. Since I was here, I looked into what the sour lemoning was, since I was so fascinated by what the hell it's supposed to be. So I looked it up, and oh my god, this cute little guy? Nuh-uh. I need it now. What? I need to see what you look like as a piñata, because I do not remember for the life of me. It required a bowl of stew, or horseradish? This is the kind of stuff Bart will make. I wasn't actually able to catch it at this time, so I just went back to the garden to at least prep until it does show up again. Here, I also decided to buy a better watering can from Lottie, since something I haven't mentioned, but watering plants in this game sucks. Like, it takes forever. And I also got 2 new seeds, garlic and a sunflower seed. From there, I got a taffly, which you know what that means. If you don't, basically I got a torch and I told the taffly to fly into it, and then I watered it once it was on fire, and ta-da! Now it's a completely different piñata. A red hot. Yep, there's also hidden piñatas. On top of the piñatas you could get, there's hidden ones. Oh boy. Since I was able to level up, I finally got promoted to a bigger garden, which is definitely something that I was really looking forward to. One thing I also noticed is how good the dirt in this game looks. Like in the other one, it just felt like it had way too much texturing. I prefer the way it looks in this one. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. And then a sour sherbet decided to show up. I don't even have the shelly bean or the lemoning. Why is there so many sours? To finish off the day, speaking of the shelly bean, I didn't realize I had the seed it needed all this time. I didn't know I had the blackberry seed, because there's a new addition which is called a seed pouch, which is essentially skipping over the whole like, oh Lottie, I need to go to you to get seeds. You can still go to her for seeds, but the seed pouch is such a better thing. But also has seeds that it just, I guess, Cedos won't give me. In day 7, I worked on the garden and then had a newt cat show up. Then the shelly bean finally ate the seed it needed and cocooned up, which allowed me to get the first sour piñata totem head, which now stops the sour piñata that I just caught from showing up. If the totem is lit up, it won't come in. If the totem is unlit, it will show up. Basic explanation. But why would I ever want a sour piñata to come back into my garden? From there, the quackaberry appeared, and then Miss Petula, who had like the quickest introduction ever. Like, I barely got to see her. Basically, she is now used to customize piñatas, but in the first game, she also sold those pets that I mentioned earlier. From there, I kept on getting like pop-ups that there was a piñata in the desert that I should go check out, but when I went over there was nothing there. Bit of a scam, not gonna lie. But either way, I made my way now to the Pentarctic and found out I now have a new trap, which I used to catch the sour lemoning. I'm back, baby. You're coming home with me. And then once I had it in the garden, of course I learned I missed out one of the things it needed, which is a turnip stew. And then it blew itself up. I have no idea what just happened. Last time I checked, little critters don't blow up. Okay then. Today, also Badgesicle appeared, and I had my first piñata get sick. And with that, the last character appeared, Patch the Doctor, who is, well, the doctor that comes and heals your sick piñatas. They usually get sick from like dumb sour piñatas, dropping off sour candy, or from fights or anything like that. To finish off this crazy day, I got a gooseberry seed, and lastly, decided to romance the sparrow mints. Day was starting off good, got cluckles and a moth drop to become a resident of the garden, and also I turned a white flutterscotch into a red one by making it eat a poppy seed. One of the evolutions I told you about. Had the sparrow mint go at it multiple times, and then a buzzlegum appeared. Not sure if these have anything to do with one another, but I hope not. Sold some piñatas, which is something I kind of do throughout the playthrough, so if there's any that just disappear and you notice that they're gone, they probably got sold. And then I found out that the pretzel is scaring away the piñatas that I have or even want to get, so you also got sold, buddy. Then I went back for the sour lemoning, brought it over to the garden, and there we go. It's part of the family. You look nothing like what I thought you'd look. You're so colorful. And then a fourth sour piñata appeared straight away. What? I just got one of them. And that piñata was a sour profitable. After that, I got a fir tree and tried to get the sherbet, which was annoying because it had to eat the garlic that I had planned all that long ago, but it just wouldn't, which is, I guess, makes sense. Like, if you're supposed to represent essentially a vampire, you wouldn't want to eat the garlic. But also such a weird requirement. That continued into day 10, and I noticed it somehow sucked the life out of my red flutterscotch. Was that personal? What is wrong with these sours in this game? They're built different. From there, I decided I might as well master romance the sparrow mints since I'm here, and I found out there is a completely different camera view in the mini game. Like, you can zoom in. Don't know if I'll use this a lot, but cool. After that, got the watercress seed, which is one of the specific seeds or at least plants that can be planted on water and only water. And then finally, after a painful amount of days, I got the Tartridge to become a member. Oh, also the raspberry appeared, who's a pig, and the first ruffian. What? Can you slow down, game? Quick explanation of what the ruffians are. They're essentially goons of Professor Pester. They just come in and cause chaos in your garden. They're just here to make your life a bit more difficult. But what isn't in this game? I noticed from there that somehow I've had the hazel tree seed this whole time. Again, a pouch situation. And then I made a blue flutterscotch. Look at it. And then from there, unfortunately, I got my first really annoying thing that happens in this game. And at least it happens to me a lot in these next few games that really pisses me off and kind of makes me not like this game as much. What? Don't worry, that opinion will change. And that thing is your garden is too full. The amount of times I had Lottie tell me, the game tell me, Leafos tell me that no, you can't place stuff down because there is too much. It's so annoying. Like, I couldn't buy things, I couldn't place things. I get it, it's because there's trees or there's too many piñatas, but it like, goddamn, the 360 was limited. Remaster this game, remake it. Let me overload my garden with like just bisbodies. Why not? But anyway, to finish off the day, the night watch appeared and I decided I'm going to go for the bicycle just to kind of, you know, get it in the garden. And it requires geckis. So I guess time to romance geckis. Here's your time to shine, buddies. Starting in day 10, I noticed that the sherbet was about to again suck the life out of the red flutterscotch, so I decided to bonk it. And then I just went back to working on the gekki romance. During that, a Jamillion appeared and also a squazzle. Today, I decided to invest in the sprinkling who showed up last night, and hopefully she actually helps me watering stuff around the garden. Speaking of watering, I got a blueberry seed and sold the lemoning. I know, I was so excited to get it and now I'm selling it. I need space. It's that stupid problem. Sacrifices have to be made. I know. So sad. Had the gekki go at it and then the profitable showed up, which means I gotta get it. And for that, it firstly needs to eat a mushroom. But mushrooms in this game are first bad. Then using Bart, you can turn them good. So to keep the bad mushrooms away from the other piñatas, since they love eating them and getting sick, I had to build off a fencing area. So in day 11, I went to Lottie's, found out they have a bird-proof fence in this game. That would have been so useful in the first one. Fortunately, it's a bit pricey, and the reason it will be useful is because birds just love to fly into the area and eat the stuff. Turns out I don't have the mushrooms yet, so I guess the profitable is gonna have to wait. Why give me the requirements to do this stuff if I don't have the goddamn seed that I need? And why are you giving me another sour piñata? I can't keep up. Oh, fine. To not make the fencing go to waste, I planted a thistle so that at least I can get maybe the fudge hog. After all that, a newt cat decided to enter the garden and I really got to experience the difficulty of romancing with the whole heart system. Thankfully, in this one you could just pay on the spot if you fail the minigame. Since the first one you had to like go back and re-romance. I don't know, like where does the money go? Who are you paying? Is Leafos the person you pay? Does she just like resupply them with the hearts above their head, or do you just pay the piñatas to go at it again? Is that weird? Am I looking too much into it? Probably. Thankfully, this was at least the last one that I had to romance for the experiments, and then I got a lily seed and a tulip seed. After that, a buzzlegum visited the garden, becoming a member, and I decided to pump up the watercress that I planted with fertilizer, which is another cool feature that joins us from the first game. Essentially, it allows you to pump up a certain plant of any kind with its associated color like 3 times, and then it just becomes big and it can either sell for more money or just have more of what you need, like this, let's say, actual flower. To finish off the day, I visited the other 2 biomes and found out I got another sour piñata, a sour smorpion. That's actually a pretty good name. But I can't anymore. Like, why? So many piñatas. At least a fudge hog entered the garden. That's nice. Day 12 started off good. That fudge hog actually became part of the garden. In the first game, this was a pain. Thank you, Gabe. Then after that, I instantly went and changed its name to Fred. Welcome back, buddy. Also, the badgesicle is here. And then, like, straight after that, when I was going over to Lottie's for blackberries for the badgesicle, I noticed that the sherbet was turning. What is happening? Today, I got the badgesicle. Started off with the fudge hog, now the badgesicle. 3 back to back. After all that chaos, once again, I decided to sell the experiments. And somehow, their home was just gone. I didn't sell it nor destroy it. Maybe a ruffian did, if that's even possible. Then, I made a black and green flutterscotch and got a pea seed. Didn't even know this was in the game. After that, I battled some weeds, since getting rid of them in this game is like way worse than the first one. Maybe the weedling is useful. Main reason, they can like replant on their own very fast, like even if you don't destroy them. It's almost like real life. And it also costs money to sell them, which is insane. but I guess it makes sense. Then I had to get rid of the bicycle since it was scaring more stuff. I really don't like this feature. And finally, I got the mushroom. Haha. So I spawn camped them until they fully grew, and I had Bart go straight at it, which in day 13, as Bart was getting to those, I bought a tombstone for the sour crowler who showed up a few days ago. And also because of that, I found out I need medicine for it. So I tried to get honey, which is basically what Bart needs to turn into medicine, and a bird ate one of the mushrooms. Then Bart failed one. How do you fail on gold? I thought I got gold for that mushroom so it wouldn't fail. You got one, but you... and since I asked him on the spot to turn the honey into medicine, it was only like a bronze rarity, which makes the likelihood of him actually changing the item into the thing that it needs to very unlikely. He also failed. What just happened? And also in between me going at the mushroom again, a cherubin appeared, and as I wanted Bart to go onto the actual mushroom, experiment ate it again. I told you, they just love eating the goddamn weeds, and especially the mushrooms. Damn you, birds. I am like up to here right now, okay? Like, I know you can't see, but it's up to here. Imagine my hand just being like extremely high right now. That's where I am. You know what? Bye. Sold his ass. You're not doing that again, buddy. On the good side, I got the newt cat today. The chameleon decided to join the garden. Great. Okay. I guess I'm cooling down. The gatherer showed up, and then also I got the last bigger garden upgrade. I just want to turn a mushroom. What is happening? But then again, I will take that. After that, I got an orange seed, which I needed for some of the piñatas in the biomes that are, you know, the desert biome specifically. And I decided to try the mushroom thing again, and now I just can't for the life of me select it. Are you actually serious? Is my game bugged? Did either the Sparrowman eating it or him failing it break it? I give up, at least for now. Just gonna work on the garden since I just got it. So in day 14, I chipped away at it, and until the Cruella finally decided to eat the medicine I made a few days ago, and it became mine. That took long. From there, a new ruffian showed up who was just punching stuff, so I assume he's the one that destroys things, but somehow that other house was destroyed. And then Professor Bester decided to show up, who in this game essentially appears and chooses a piñata of choice to kill. Great. Yeah, but there's actually a way to completely skip him killing piñatas, and all you have to do is just pay him 1,000 chocolate coins, and then he skedaddles away. Turns out I could have done this in my first 100 days on the first game, but I just never knew that, or at least maybe that feature wasn't in it. Really annoying, because I would have really loved for some of my piñatas in the first one to never die. Anyway, as I readjusted the garden's layout with the sand and the snow, I lastly got the new watering can. Maybe this one will help me speed up with the watering of stuff, right? Starting day 15 off, I checked on the desert, and yeah, new piñata, a Camilo, whatever. Then went over to the Pintarctic, and there's still nothing here. Damn, these places don't really get that love. From there, I didn't really know which piñata to dedicate my time into, so looking at some of the requirements, I'm thinking of going for the cherubin, maybe, or sharpin, whatever you call it. Also, today I was stubborn once again and wanted to get the mushroom, and nope, nothing. I have no idea what is happening, but it kind of got me worried for my goal of getting every single piñata. Okay, while I was snooping through lotties, maybe to see if in this game you can just buy the mushroom, which I know you can't, I discovered toys, which is a new thing to this game. I had no idea what I was getting, but I got a station, which I guess required train tracks. And then it actually hit me like a slap in the face of nostalgia. It all got back to me, almost like a blast from the past. Oh god, I'm getting so cringy with these. I basically remembered that you could do this, and I used to love doing this when I was younger playing this game. But since right now I can barely fit anything in my garden, I'll just have to postpone this till the later days. I'll be back, don't worry. And then I also bought long grass, which I didn't know you could just buy off of lotties, so that's good. And finishing off another okay chill day, I got rid of the fencing to make some more space, since the mushrooms are just not gonna happen, are they? Viva Piñata fun facts! Our next fun fact is actually in relation to piñatas that were cut from the first game, and I think the second game as well, or might have been the other way around. These piñatas were specifically aquatic. They were just planned but never figured out how they could work, and unfortunately, since there is no third game, I guess we'll never know. And they were actually, I guess, seen, at least one of them, a goldfish in Petula's shop on top of her head. That's like the only aquatic fish that we have inside of the game. Obviously, there are other piñatas that go inside the water and need water, like the crabs, the newt cats, the hippo, chippo, whatever you want to call them. So they are still in the game, but, you know, we don't have any fish. And I think if they ever decide to make another one, maybe we'll see like some cool aquatic piñatas, like a shark, a dolphin, I don't know, some other aquatic fish. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's a quick and short fun fact for you. Back to the video. like a news reporter. I know this will sound crazy of me, but day 16, I decided to try the mushroom again. I know. I gave up or whatever, but as my favorite content creator once said, never give up. Never back down. No, wait. Never back down. Never give up. That's the way it goes. Yeah. I went back to Lottie's and this time invested in the bird-proof fence. No bird is gonna ruin it this time. And then I waited and waited. And nope. Still doesn't work. I'm just sad. I really hope I can get this one at some point. But hey, look. Donut appeared because of the long grass. And a sweet tooth. Because water. That's good. Trying to clear my mind of the whole debacle. I got the raspberry to become part of the garden. And then I just kept on getting angry because Lottie wouldn't sell me stuff because you guessed it, not enough space or whatever. And to finish off the day, I got the duck. Great. Okay, day 17, I got a night scene and decided I wanted to kidnap a piñata from the Pintarctic. Piñata of choice, the pangum. And what? Scammed me? Ate the chili and dipped. Fine, want to play hard to get? Let's try it again. Got your ass. Back in the garden, I was trying to work on getting it. A sour smelba appeared. Another one. I'm constantly getting sours. I need to relax with these. But then again, I do need all the piñatas, so keep them coming. I'm being slightly bipolar during this playthrough. Also, yes, I know you can buy the totem to stop the sour piñatas, but I don't want to do that. I like the challenge. That's basically playing on easy mode, and me complaining is basically for the video, so relax. Also, I realized that the crab was vibing in the garden since I was multitasking trying to get it, and turns out I was off by like 2 water squares before I could join, and by the time I did that, basically, you know, like get 2 more %, dig up like 2 more holes, it just dipped, or at least ceased to exist. But hey, on the bright side, the pangum joined the garden. Day 18, I again raved the feeling of kidnapping. So I went to the desert this time, and I guess we're getting a Vulturo. Never mind. Let's try it again. There we go. Damn, this trap is a bit extreme. Bringing it back to the garden, I had a Squazzle finally show up, and I found out that the Vulturo needed a Crola, which sucks because I sold the one I had before. So I quickly ordered a new one. Let's hope it waits around long enough. Once I had the Crola, it just kind of chased it around for a very long time, but unfortunately, in day 19, decided to go back to the desert. Oh, I'm not letting you get away that easy, so I went back for it. And I guess we're taking both a Smorpion and a Vulturo. The thing is that somehow these piñatas just keep its progress. But before it did its thing and ate the Crola, I remembered that romancing is a thing. Remember that? A few days ago? It's been like a few hours since I've done that. So I decided I'll not only romance the Buzzlegum, but also master romance it, which will let me hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Get more bees for the requirements of the Scorpion since it needs to eat 2, and also 1 for the master romancer requirements. From there, I got the Snapdragon, and the Vulturo stopped being stupid and ate the Crola. Look at him go. Then I decided to just rename the Sweetle I got like a few days ago to Bob, because I kind of like the way he looks, and he just looks like a Bob. I didn't want him to stay in the garden for as long as possible. And lastly, I realized that one of the requirements for the turtle is to have a growing water lily to visit, which is very interesting, as I didn't know that literally meant like it has to be specifically growing. Day 20, I got a second bee and a hay bale, because I'm pretty sure this is how you get the Horstachio Piñata to appear in this game, which is another one of my favorites. And then the Squazzle showed up, and oh look, yep, I was right about the Horstachio showing up. I then sold the Vulturo. I know, sad, but whatever, we gotta move on. Finally got the crustacean, crab, yeah, and also the turtle, Cherapin, back to back. Wow, interesting. From there, a raisin appeared because I finally decided to plant a buttercup. I didn't know that was one of its requirements, and had the Buzzlegum romance. And finish off the day, I got a tiger lily, and also finally got a sweet tooth. That was 3 in 1 day. Look at me go. Day 21, I decided to invest in a gatherling since I'm still just constantly having the space issue. Like, it's way more annoying than in the first game, which was also a reoccurring problem, but in this one, it's just infuriating. Then the sour smell bad entered the garden, and I guess she needs roses, which I don't have. That's great. Then the dragonfly appeared, who is also stuck now in what looks like ice. How did it get in there? Who knows? But to get it out, I need to have enough red hots collected. That's kind of interesting. I guess it's not always like pay this person to free that piñata or something like that. And then finally, the piñata I've been secretly, but also not secretly, working for has appeared. Another sour one, but this time the sour maca raccoon. This piñata needs you to have 5 master romancer awards, which is only one of its 2 requirements, which is why I have been slowly chipping away at them. Just basically to get a head start and make life easier later on. After that, I noticed I had a hemlock seed, which I have no idea what the hell this is meant to be, but I do know what this one is. The monkey nut tree. And because of that, a cinnamonkey decided to appear. Since my curiosity was getting the best of me, I decided to see what that hemlock seed was, and it's definitely weird looking. Once I decided to destroy it, since I obviously don't want a weed in my garden, the weirdest thing happened. All the piñatas just instantly swooped in to eat the flower, and nothing happened. They really just love weeds. I thought one of them would get sick or something. Sparrow mint on that turtle back. That's actually kind of cool. Then I decided to name the Geki Greg, since this is another one that I kind of want to stick around and he just looks like a Greg. Anyway, in day 22, after the buzzgums were done romancing, a Swanana decided to appear, and it's also stuck. According to the game, I need the Wheedling to set it free, so that's gonna have to wait because I don't want to get one right now. And then the Diggerling did also appear. Diggerling, Wheedling, so many lings. The basic thing that the Diggerling does, he digs stuff up that are valuable, but again, that's something later down the line. Because I had a new Venus Piñata trap, I decided to grow it also for some XP, and not only did it kill a poor flutterscotch, like goddamn relax, but also once again the piñatas threw themselves at the flower, and now my bee is a different color. That was random, but yeah, that's another thing you can do in this game that I guess happened completely by accident. Piñatas can change color when they eat a specific thing that would work for them, and I guess this specific flower worked for the buzzgum. I'll take it, I guess. After that, I actually made a crazy discovery because I decided to look at my garden space, because again, it's been a problem this whole time, just to see out of curiosity to see what is actually taking up all this space. And you'll never believe this. Somehow, this game is counting both the dragonfly and Swanana as being in the garden. So essentially, they're trapped, but also not trapped. And to make things even crazier, they're trapped. Like, weird icon is included in this, on top of piñatas that I don't even have appeared yet. The other piñatas that are just gonna be stuck are already stuck on my garden in a way and taking up space. This explains so much, and this is stupid. That's what I'm gonna say. This is the stupidest thing I've seen, and it's just annoying me. Also, why is Leafos taking up like 4 spots? Why is this a thing? Whatever. Again, another one of those whatever moments. Just gotta deal with it because it's an old game, and that's how old games work. I guess I have to start working on the ones that are currently taking up the space that are trapped. So I guess let's farm some red hots. But because they cost a lot of money, instead I'm just gonna get tafflies and turn them into the red hot by burning them. But thankfully, on top of all the frustration that these early days are giving me, one thing that did let me go push through the days is a sleeping turtle. Look at him. Why is he sleeping like that? There's always good in this game sometimes. In day 23, I actually had a rose growing, and I decided to pump it up with red fertilizer. Yeah, because this time around it's just gonna give me a bunch of the flowers, which again are needed for that funny little smell bar. And I decided to go over to Arthur's to get the Wheedling again, because I thought that you had to get the Wheedling to set it free, but nope, you just actually pay Arthur to do it. Kind of, you know, misinformation. But now, there you go. Swanana is officially free, and it finally lets me put down stuff again, or at least for a while, right? Another thing that really happened today, apart from anything else that is actually noteworthy, is I got the Horstachio. You're mine. That's cool. One of my favorites. But now, day 24, things got a little crazier. Firstly, got the bulrush seed, then a sour crocodile appeared. Great. Got a master romancer on the buzzgum, so now I can both sell them and also get the smorpion I had put away all this time and hopefully tame it before it runs away. So I brought it out and patiently waited while it was scaring everyone away, because I guess it's a scorpion, so that's why. Professor Pester got his money to piss off since he appeared again, and would you look at that, not only might I get the scorpion, but also the smell bar. There's some days that nothing happens, and there's some days that too much happens, but there you go. The smell bar is officially part of the garden. From there, a stupid new ruffian showed up, which played an animation, and after a while, it just played it again. Did I get 2 ruffians, or is this a bug? Anyway, look. The scorpion ate the last buzzgum, and it's mine. 2 sours, baby, let's go. Because of that, I was told that Lottie's has a new watering can, and oh my god, what is wrong with her face? Like, what? This bug was in the first one, but this is traumatizing. God. And turns out that this watering can is the one poor watering can. Basically the most overpowered thing inside of this game, or at least for plants, that I absolutely adore. You have to only water the plant once, and it not only just stays watered until it's fully growing, but it also just gives it the perfect amount, which is incredible. And at the end of the day, I decided it was time to master romance the worms since it's super easy and I just have a bunch of them, so why not? So in day 25, I built them a home, or well, told Willy where to do it. Then I made another red hot and then made the sad decision to sack Sprinkling or just fire her, since again, she's essentially useless to me and also I need space, so goodbye. After that, I made another red hot and oh look, they're setting the dragonfly free. I guess I just needed 5, that's pretty good. And since I do have 5 of them, might as well master romance them, like I'm not too far off. Which means that both if the worm and red hot are done, I'll have 5 for the Mecha Raccoon. Look at me go. From there, unfortunately, I had to sell the Scorpion since it's scaring things away, and that's pretty annoying in this game. That's another one of those that I'm kind of like, wow, you really love to make this game really frustrating. And finally, I got one of the coolest new seeds in this game, or at least plants, the cactus, which is really exciting. And also, I noticed that there was like a piñata that just died, which turned out to be a dragonfly. You just got set free and instantly came into my garden and died, or is that why the game was saying that you were in the garden because, you know, bad programming or whatever and you're in here? Who knows? Who knows? On top of getting the cactus seed today, I also got the banana tree seed. And also, since I haven't had the cat or dog up here, I wonder if I put down a milk or a bone in the garden if they show up. Spoiler, no. No, they don't. I just said that in case you're wondering why the hell is there milk or a bone in the garden. Day 26, I spotted a sparrowmint killing one of my worms, so I killed it since I need these right now. Then I got a pop-up message that said there's a new piñata in the Pentarctic. Took it long enough for something to show up in one of those, and the said piñata was a jelly. Look at it. I love its googly eyes. He's gonna have to wait for now because back in the garden the crocodile showed up and started messing stuff up until the craziest thing happened. I was distracted until I spotted it hunting down my precious turtle, so I swooped in with my shovel and bashed it up, and thankfully I made it just in time before the turtle died. Oof, we got another one, ladies and gentlemen, and even the craziest thing happened because upon the full death of the crocodile, since it was a sour, I guess sours in this game punish you by spitting out weeds when they die. Guess what one of those weeds were? Yes, you guessed it correct. The mushroom. You know what this means? I have to protect it with my life because I'm going to tell Bart, yes, it finally worked, to change it. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this because this was a moment, ladies and gentlemen. This was the moment where it was all going to go down. I protected this thing with my life. I kept on telling every piñata to piss off because they were all like, ooh. And instantly I could see in their eyes, even though they're, you know, fake robot game stuff. I was like, I know you're locked in and you want to eat my shroom right now, but I am not letting you. And look, it made the goddamn mushroom. It's been so long. Thank you, Bart. I love you. Oh my god. Which means you will be mine. Yeah. I got it. And look at him. He's so goofy looking with his little eyes. You so small. God, you so. Also today I got worms to master romance. In day 27, I now have 5 master romancers since I got the red hots done today also. Look at me, back to back. Oh, I guess I don't have master romancer. What? Upon further investigation in my book that tells me everything about my game, turns out that the sparrowmints did not master romance, and I do not think it was my miscalculation. From my further investigation, it could potentially be because of 2 reasons. One of them being because I master romanced them and never got the reward and I sold them too fast, or the most obvious one, when the egg was on top of the house that seemingly got destroyed and completely vanished, which I do believe the ruffian was the case for. It had the egg on it, and from what I learned in my first playthrough of the first game of 100 days, if you destroy the house with the egg on top of it, unfortunately the egg dies. So yeah, never got master romancer in that. That's great. Who the hell am I going to work on instead? Because I don't want to go for those goddamn birds again. I mean, the Sweetle is probably not too difficult. So Bob, it's your time to shine. It's time to make a family, baby. Also, from here, I learned that I somehow haven't had this serpent visit the garden, or at least become part of the garden. I'm really struggling to keep up with some of these piñatas, especially like the ones from the first game. I'm way more fascinated in the new ones. Anyway, after that, I got Bob, a new partner. I paid Professor Pester another 1K, and then got Bob Blade. Then I sacked the gatherer, since now I'm surprisingly able to manage all of the ground stuff and the overload of things. Got a paradise seed, and I decided I'll order a mouse mallow to, you know, get the syrup in finally. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I keep forgetting how many sour piñatas are in this game, because here's another one, the sour mallow wolf. And to finish up this uneventful day, I pumped up some bulrushes with fertilizer because I was a bit bored. which is kind of ironic since so much happened. Day 28 started off pretty good. I got Master Romancer for the Sweetles. I used a combination of romancing and just ordering them from Gretchen, so that's why that happened so fast. Also got the second Marshmallow, so hopefully I can get the Serpent. And then I named the Horstachio to Harry. Forgot that his name was Pedro in the first game, but now it's Harry. I also learned that now after getting all 5 Master Romancers, the Mecha Raccoon needs a Cluckles. So I decided to quickly order that just to see if I could get it, and I got a Paribo to appear, which is also stuck because some ruffians won't let it go. Great. And to get it out, I need a certain amount of Mallow Wolves. Man. So I guess I need to work on that. I just need space. So Mallow Wolf? What do you mean you need a hog herd? Hog heart? What is that? I genuinely have completed like half of these piñatas exist in this game. It kind of made this experience way more fun. Basically, the way I get it is by feeding a cheesecake to a raspberry. How the hell do I get a cheesecake? So from looking it up, I need to change milk to cheese and then the cheese to cheesecake. Not a lot of work, but also a lot of work. Gotta get started on those, I guess. As I was doing that, I spotted that the Serpent was getting the marshmallow, and there it is. Powered the garden gang. Definitely not overdue. Ordered a raspberry and wanted to get a Sparrowman to change into a secret Canberry piñata, which didn't work. What? In this game, I guess it doesn't eat a buttercup, which is the thing that I used in the first game. Looking it up again, which is where I started really using the Viva Piñata wiki for this game, since if I didn't have the Viva Piñata wiki, I would genuinely get nowhere in 100 days on this game, so thank you so much for that. And since I looked it up, it needs a dandelion. That kind of complicates things, since piñatas love these, you know, the flower. Okay, so I made space in the garden for fencing, and then I spotted Bart messed up the milk. What is up with this man in this game? I paid so much money for the gold thing and you still freaking failed. What? Okay, it's okay. Go again, I guess. Thankfully, in day 29, he got it, and also I was able to get the Canberry finally. After that, Professor Pester showed up again. Okay, and ta-da! Cheesecake. Now, if I get the raspberry to eat it, and look at it! So ugly, but cool. Guess I gotta order a second one and romance them. Now, the requirements for romancing it were very bizarre. Apart from it needed a blueberry muffin that Bart can change, from a blueberry itself, it needed lips, a wig, and earrings. Nothing wrong with it, but it just felt so weird for romancing of a hog. Like, okay, whatever, works for you, works for me. As I was trying to get the second one dressed up, I got this space message again. Turns out that somehow putting on clothes onto your piñata, or at least customizing it, counts as lack of space. Anyway, I got them romanced. And day 30, the big 3-0, I decided to reset my game. Why? I noticed that multiple days in a row, for some odd reason, the sour piñatas are just not showing up in the garden. And I kid you not, the minute I came back in the garden, the Mecha Raccoon appeared and ate the Cluckles finally. Well then. We finally got the zoom crazy Mecha Raccoon in the garden. That was awful. Why did I say that? Anyway, after that, Cedos gave me a gem tree, and then Professor Pester showed up again. Why is he constantly showing up? I'm gonna be bankrupt. Like, what? Daily? What? Then a Buzzage decided to show up, since now I have a Canberry in the garden, and it needed that to appear, and I noticed that the Mecha Raccoon dug up a hard candy, which is actually something I never brought up in the first game that I played on 100 days, because I didn't know it until I saw my fiancé playing the game after me. Turns out, in the first game, piñatas had special abilities if you opened up your menu on, well, or hovering over them. And the Mecha Raccoon specifically in that game was something that I really enjoyed when I saw my fiance playing, because it turns out once you do that, it essentially goes and hunts down hard candy for you, and in this game, I guess it just digs it up on its own or just does it without you telling it. So that was really cool and I really enjoyed that. Oh, look! The Mallow Wolf entered the garden, and I wonder if it can get all 3 in one go. And that's a yes. You're going to be mine. That was very quick. Didn't want to bore you. And mine it was in day 31. From there, I thought I should order 1 and get romancing done, since, you know, I don't know how many it needs for that ruffian. But no, it needs a Gooba. I don't have that yet. I don't even know how to do that. And from there, to make matters even worse, Sour Bonbon appeared. I think this is the last one, right? Wait, no, I don't think. God damn it, it isn't it? And to make things even worse, a ruffian decided to fight a Mecha Raccoon, and Professor Pester just appeared again. Bit of a spoiler, turns out Professor Pester just appears every day. I was trying to keep it up for the video, but there's absolutely no point, so basically every day I kind of have to pay him. There's some days that he just decides not to come around, but yeah, I spent a lot of money on this goddamn prick. But hey, turns out I don't even have to romance the Mallow Wolves, because I guess 2 were enough for the ruffian, which makes sense. I don't know why I thought it needed more. And speaking of literally the last sour a while ago, the last sour piñata just appeared appeared. The sour rhinoceros, the rhinoceros, which is arguably my favorite piñata in this game. There's another one that competes, or well, two more that compete. Apart from the first game, obviously the fudge hog, the horstachio. I will be honest, this rhino, well, at least when it's not in sour form and a different piñata that I'm saving for the build-up, I genuinely love these two. They're just, I mean, rhinos overall are like my favorite animal in real life. They're just cool and also so endangered, which is so sad. Oh well. And since obviously I now needed the rhinoceros, I found out it needs a parmadillo. The hell is a why am I learning of these piñatas from these other piñatas? I guess that's how it's supposed to be. So again, I went back to the wiki and I found out that the way you're supposed to do this is by getting a fudge hog to eat a coconut. I don't have a coconut tree. Am I supposed to? What day was I supposed to get the tree? Turns out that I looked it up online and you're supposed to harass Cedos until he just gives you one, because yeah, I was supposed to get it by now. Okay, I guess that's what I'll do, because you know, at least I'm a really good person at doing that to Cedos. So yeah, that should be too difficult. And also, to finish off this day, the kitty floss appeared. Wow. Look at it. Day 32 started with me deciding to finally work on getting a donut. Remember that one that showed up all those days ago? And also because they'll be pretty useful later on. Harass Cedos again, and unfortunately nothing. And then I decided I'll master romance the horstachios, which is another reason because, well, number one, I want one of them to turn into a zumbug, which is a piñata that they evolve into. But to do that, I don't want to, like, you know, waste one, so I might as well just master romance them before I do that. And also because you do need master romancer on them to appear a certain piñata that, again, I'll just save for the video to be build up. Hey, look, I got the donut. That was oddly easy. Like, it really was not a challenge in any way. Some of these piñatas really feel like they really want to join. So that's pretty cool. From there, I worked on getting the cat, which was a bit of a pain, and also just chipping away at the horstachios until Cedos, my beloved, finally gave me the coconut tree seed. I love you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Day 33 was actually not that interesting. What? First day in a while? Most interesting thing, Bon Boon visited, so I beat him up since it needs to fight a member of the Serpent family, which I do not have, and I doubt my one-headed one can really do much. Spoiler alert, I guess. Oh, also the moneymaker seed, the orchid, was obtained, which basically, if you pump it up with a bunch of a fertilizer and then sell it, it brings in the money. Trust me. Day 34, the cat finally stopped being a pain and became a member of the garden, and then the Limosaurus, or Limosaurus, rhino entered the garden, and oh boy. The bark appeared, but it's also stuck. Bark is like one of those piñatas that I've really been waiting for, and it's stuck because of course it is. This time I need a bunch of buzzlegums to scare off the ruffian. Great, that would have been really useful when I had, you know, like 7 of them. Unfortunately, that'll have to wait a bit because a lot is happening at once and my brain is sore from all of this chaos, and I need to take stuff one step at a time. Yeah, no, that won't happen because the arguably most difficult piñata to unlock in the first game, and I do believe it continues into the second game, the Rorio appeared, and this piñata terrifies me. I get straight up like PTSD, I swear. But again, it's one that'll just have to wait. And then the space imitation was making things way more difficult and stressful on me. And I forgot to say, since the bamboo appeared and entered the garden earlier, I decided to romance the Serpent, because remember that headed thing that I mentioned? Yeah, we have to work for something. We need to basically romance Serpents and then wait with its egg until it jumps up and then smack it with my shovel, and then it explodes and pops out with a 2-headed snake. Yeah. Cool, right? That should be enough to fight the bamboo. Day 35, I finally got the Horstachio Master Romancer and also got the oak tree. As I tried to work on the Zumbug, the eagle there appeared, and man, it's also trapped. What is happening? Why is there so many of them being trapped? And this time it needs elephanillas. What? I also don't have that one yet. I don't even have it appeared. What is happening? Okay. At least the tunic horn appeared, which was the thing that shows up when you get the Master Romancer and Horstachio, so that's a good thing. I kind of goofed with the professor today because instead of, giving it 1,000 coins, I accidentally gave it 100 because I went too fast, and then it decided to go for Harry. You know, you had a good run, buddy. Honestly, you survived longer than I would have ever expected. Today, the Bon Boon showed up again, which surprised me because I thought if I kill it, it won't show up forever, and then I decided to have the 2 two-headed snake, tried to defeat it, and after a very, very long fight of spectating them going back and forth, it actually did it. Well then, I'll take that. I did not expect it. From there, I spotted a unicorn, came into the garden, and it needed to eat 9 gems. So I bought some and tapped the tree as well to see how many would fall off of it. That is a lot of gems. That should be more than enough. And look, that was very easy. It is now part of the garden. Also, I'm getting rid of this gem tree. Look at the amount of space it's taking up. Like a goddamn whole ass line. Viva Piñata fun facts! Wow, what a video, am I right? Today's fun fact, or this fun fact, first of all, may I mention, real life bull rushes in the background. Isn't that really cool? Also dog, I don't know if you can see her. This fun fact is in relation to something that was weird that they added to Viva Piñata Trouble in Paradise, and it's something that aged very poorly because it's called the Xbox Vision Camera, from my understanding, and it's something to do with like cards. These were that were in my case anyway. Some people have like hard like cards or whatever. This is like a piece of paper, but you would like scan it on an Xbox Vision Camera, which is different from a Kinect, and then you get the item. So I do believe this one gives me like chocolate coins, and this one gives me a hat for a pretzel. I don't know. It's such a weird addition that I wasn't able to experience because, well, I didn't use my 360 because it's like half broken, and I used my Xbox Series S that I just bought the game on, but also because I don't have a freaking Vision Camera. What even is that? How's it not a Kinect? What's a Vision Camera? They like did an interview and they were like, oh, this is revolutionary. This is the next big step. What are you on about? Anyway, yeah, that's this fun fact. Or well, weird fun fact, but not even a fun fact. It's just a game feature that I will never touch on in this video. Day 36, I finally got a coconut from the palm tree, or the coconut tree, whatever you want to call it. So I got a fudge hog. That isn't Fred, because Fred is gonna stick with us forever, I hope anyway. And when it ate it, it became a parmadillo. Woohoo! Honestly, it looks really cool. I kind of love the colors on it. I ordered a second one and decided I'll romance them to get a third one for the rhino. As that one was hunted, I went into the Pentarctic and decided I'll hunt down a piñata myself. Been a while since I've done that. One cool thing is that I got a new trap, so I decided to get a flapjack. As it got caught, it went all small. When I went back to the garden to work on its requirements, a piñata I genuinely do not remember in any way showed up. A walrus? Look at it! It's so big and fat! Like, what? How do I not? I swear I should have remembered you. But again, this one unfortunately will be put to the side because I'm working on a bunch of other things. I'm trying to work on my ADHD brain during this game. Trying my best. And that other thing that I wanted to get was a flapjack. He looks a bit uncomfortable. And in day 37, I had the Parmadillo's Romance. From there, I decided to look into how to get the other piñatas, and one was a Gooba, who needs 5 snowdrops in the garden, and to my surprise, I had a SARS gorilla appear. My actual official favorite piñata in, I think, the 2 games. I don't know what it is, but I just love gorillas, or just apes of any kind, and this one is colorful, big, and chunky, and it's gonna have to wait, because its requirements are a bit ridiculous. Like, it needs a baby bamboon in the garden for it to visit. That's like so weird, and I think I got it because of a bamboon being in my garden, the one that I just changed a few days ago. Anyway, I witnessed something horrible. The rhino killed the parmadillo just as it was waiting for its egg to hatch. These sours are really brutal. And then it dipped. Okay, parent killer. And then it came back and then killed the second one. What is happening? Day 38 got the Gooba to appear, and what would you know? It's also stuck. But turns out it's the hippo who was sleeping in the distance fault. Great, because that guy was just like chilling in the background the whole time. Funny chippotamus. And to move it, I need enough candaries. So much is needed, so many things. I can't keep up. Apart from that, I got enough buzzle gums to get the bark free, so that's one of the like taking up spots out of the way, and then just watched at how bad the rhino is at getting the last parmadillo. Day 39, I went to the desert since I wanted to get a camelo and everything was looking good. Got it all trapped, first go, and man, it broke out. I didn't even know it could do that. You know what? Fine. I didn't want you either way. From here, I was getting cats so that I could get the bark, visit the garden since it needs 3 of them. Then I spotted the crocodile or the crocodile. I completely forgot this guy existed. He kind of went with the bit of, you killed me, now I won't show up for the next few days. How many days has it actually been? It took it a long time to reappear. The parent killer finally got the last parmadillo, and look! It's finally mine. But also something that wasn't good was the crocodile got my turtle, sure. Listen, I'll be honest, I let it happen this time. I know, I'm terrible for that, but listen, days are ticking. and I really need to speed up getting some of these piñatas. So on day 40, I looked at what other piñatas I should work on, you know, since I'm already now working on like 20 other ones, and I looked at the Rorio. I genuinely got PTSD flashbacks. This is way too hard to get, but I'll have to wait, unfortunately. And then I decided to work on the Swanana, since it'll allow me to get a different secret piñata. But before that, I got the Tiger Misu to appear, since I've been growing a bunch of tiger lilies, hoping a certain amount of them would be enough. And would you look at that, it actually got me one to show up. The Tiger Misu is definitely another really cool piñata inside of this game. That's neat. From there, I finally got the crocodile, so that's another one after it ate a pangum that I got from Fetch'em. And I learned that the Tiger Misu needs a what? A muju. Upon further research, I guess it's basically a donut that turns into it after eating a fir tree seed. So I guess I'll order one now, since I sold the other donut like a while back. From there, I got a raisin to be a resident, so that's cool. That definitely did not take forever. And got bark to make jelly out of a bone, since I need it for the bark. Also, from there, I noticed that Lottie now is selling a red bone in her store. This is something that I guess we're gonna get in the video a bit later. So again, just for suspense in the video, I am not going to tell you what this is for if you don't know. And lastly, for today, I finally got the cutest piñata to appear, the Gala Goo Goo, which shows up after all sours are claimed. So I guess that's all of them. Would you look at that? And also, I made the Muju. I really don't understand some of these evolutions, like how do you go from that to Muju? I mean, I guess they both have antlers. Day 41, I started off working on unlocking more piñatas, or well, just making them appear. One of them is a Muzipan who needs a bunch of long grass and a milk churn. See, it's so specific. I would have never gotten this if I didn't know. At least it showed up relatively fast, which happened while the bark also entered the garden, and the damn rhino scared it off. Kidding me, I was so close to getting it. I'm sorry, but you gotta go, buddy. I need the bark, okay? Yeah, I can't have you scaring things off. We just, we can't do that anymore. So, as much as that hurt to sell, I think I need to create a new mindset for this playthrough, since, again, it's day 41. We might still have around 59 days left, but still, the new rule is don't get attached to piñatas. Well, that doesn't apply to Fred, and maybe Greg, and also Bob, and you, Britain. Yeah. Speaking of the whole scaring away, the Swanana appeared, and then the crocodile scared it off. Great. Goodbye, crocodile. Also, two discoveries were made, ones that actually can change the speed and just playstyle as a whole. First one is fertilizers can be accessed from the main menu as you hover over the growing plant. I would have loved knowing that without, you know, going to Lottie this whole time. And also the garden store, which I got from Willie out of curiosity, and I found out it isn't an actual store and instead is storage. Yeah, remember that whole issue that I've had? Yeah, you could put stuff into it and it just kind of is like a refrigerator, but it calls itself like a time machine. Yeah, that's interesting. In day 42, you know, the discovery was good, but it also, you know, didn't make things better because no piñata wants to enter my goddamn garden all of a sudden. Firstly, Swanana, oh yeah, annoying as hell in this game, did nothing. Wanted to get something from biomes? Oh, nothing here as well. And the end of the day go? Yeah. Failed, since I did nothing. Day 43, I guess I got enough canderis from Gretchen and the Gooba is free. As for maybe the bark showing up, or Swanana, or even the Tiger Misu, or anyone, yeah, nothing at all. What is happening? 2 days in a row. Day 44 was a bit better-ish. Since I've wasted 2 days, I decided to start romancing things. So cats are first up. Thankfully, the Gooba isn't as stubborn and entered the garden, and I guess the Swanana too, finally. But guess what? Nothing. The goddamn Swanana is a pain in my ass. Thank you, Gooba. At least you joined the garden. Day 45, I randomly remembered there was another secret piñata in this game that I need to get a pretzel for, and I had to have it eat a bone, and ta-da! A piñata, a hyena essentially. I actually don't really know how to pronounce it, so just go with it. From there, today the Tiger Misu actually entered the garden and ate the Zumbug that it needed, which was one of its requirements. That was actually pretty good. You know, after those stressful 3 days in a row where we're nearing that 50, at least I got one. On day 46, I had the Kitty Floss finally romancing. Also, I got the second Muju since the Tiger Misu does also need that, and I also started making progress on the Elefanilla. Definitely not working on like 50 other piñatas at the same time. So it needed a palm tree, banana tree, and a growing chili in the garden at the same time. So in day 47, I, on top of everything else, wanted to make the Fizzly Bear to appear. Again, I was just working on the freaking Elefanilla. So it needs 3 buzzle gums in the garden, a buzzle gum house, and also a honey hive. Damn. It's just like that freaking bark situation. Would have worked out very well if I knew all of this stuff before, wouldn't it have? On the good side today, the vanilla did show up with all the requirements that I had in the garden, who is also stuck. Are you actually kidding me? Oh, and of course, another secret piñata, and this one is a salamango, which is actually pretty easy to do. So in day 48, I got a newt cat and fed it a chili, which turned it into the salamango. From there, the fizzly bear appeared. It's also stuck. What is happening? And it needs sweet toots. Okay. I guess I'll work on that too. Okay, so how many things am I doing at the same time? Too much, okay? Too much. We'll do it. We'll never back down, never give up. Towards the end of the day, the Cinnamonkey decided to enter the garden, and it's now a resident. Been a while since I got an actual piñata. Well, actually not, but you know, while playing this it was. In day 49, I decided I'm going to master romance, or at least romance the sweet toots until I get enough so that the bear can be free. And I remember the other biomes exist. It's been a while. This happens a lot throughout this playthrough. So I went to the Pintarctic and decided to hunt down a jelly. And no, that actually worked out, even though it wasn't easy, but I still got it. What's happening? I was not expecting that. So back in the garden, I started getting its requirements, and holy moly, it needs a lot of snow. But through dedication and a lot of time, I got it. So fat and round, I love it. So now I guess I have to get rid of the snow. Oh my god. Anyway, the big 50, the big halfway point, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't actually that big. The only interesting thing today is that I got enough salamangos to get the vanilla free. I guess that was pretty cool. And the tiger masu is now being mean and won't even come into the garden. Great. And lastly, I decided to sell the kitty flosses and rebuy them, so maybe the bark can reappear, because I still haven't even had it show up. Like one time it ran away and it hasn't come back. Oh, also I romanced the sweet toots. Day 51, after 3 attempts at capturing the Camilo, I finally caught it. Took me long enough. As I worked away at it, back in the garden, I spotted the Musapin, who just left. Why is this cow so difficult to get? And lastly, got the 3rd kitty floss. Let's hope this time it works. Now, day 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56 are a bit underwhelming to a certain extent. So I'll quickly fly through them so we don't waste too much time. Day 52, got the Camilo. Sold the storage since I didn't think I needed it anymore, and instead invested it in a mine and diggerlings. And then I decided to start working on getting the vanilla. Day 53, got enough sweet toots to free the fizzly bear. Got the last upgrades to the shovel finally, and found out there's an owl in this game through the journal like loading up, or at least a book. Like look at it, it's a little image. And the vanilla entered the garden today. Day 54, the vanilla stayed permanently. Welcome to the garden. And to finish off the day, I got the raspberry to romance since it's going to be necessary later on. Day 55, I got a second vanilla since I need them for setting the eagle lair free, but 2 wasn't enough. So I looked it up and it needs 5. 5? Are you serious? Day 56, I decided to romance the vanillas. Maybe might as well, you know, since it'll be a bit cheaper. And yeah, that's it for the day. Like that's why I kind of broke it up into like this big part of the video. Now on day 57, I had those vanillas romance, and once again, minigame is just as confusing as ever, since it's like a plane. There was a comment on my first 100 days of the first game, and somebody said it's because of Dumbo, that it has some relation to it because of a plane and stuff like that. I think that makes sense, because I have no idea why it's a plane. The tiger masu was still bullying me today. I didn't actually expect it to be this annoying. It's almost on the level of the Rorio. And also today, the Swanana finally, after the many days, reappeared and was gone once again. Okay, great, whatever. On the good side of things, I got the 5 vanillas, and there's the eagle lair free. Didn't realize I made a bit of a mistake by doing this right now. Oopsie. Day 58, I realized I need a parry before the eagle lair, which I don't have. Oops. From there, I romanced the 2-headed snake and ordered some cinnamonkeys for the eagle lair because it also needed to kill those. Eat those, right? That's better. Since the 2-headed snake romanced up, I began the egg watch, since there is a 4-headed snake that you can get by basically doing the exact same thing that I did to get the 2-headed one. There it is. 4 heads. And to finish off this odd day, I thought I'd start to work on the walrus also. I know. I'm constantly getting distracted. I can't help it, okay? It's basically the style of the game. Day 59 was a good day. I decided to just plant a bunch of tiger lilies. Maybe that'll work out. From there, I ordered a licatoad, which I actually wanted to turn into something, but it wasn't working. Every single time I wanted to feed it the nightshade berry, which is the thing that it needed to eat to turn into a different piñata, I got sad, and I learned it's because it was trying to eat off of sand. Like, for some odd reason, it just breaks them. Okay, whatever. But anyway, there it is. The lacatoad. Get it? Lacatoad. Now it's pink and slightly deformed. And then, after so many freaking days, ladies and gentlemen, the tiger masu finally entered the garden. Did those tiger lilies work? Maybe. Or is it just a wacky coincidence? Because look, it actually began hunting down everything it needed, and then I realized I was missing one of the piñatas it needed. For some odd reason, I assumed it needed a donut, but turns out it needs to eat a buzzle gum. Why does it need to eat a buzzle gum? I have no idea. In what way does a tiger eating a bee have anything to do with real life? Who knows? So it ran away before I could get the bee. I don't even know how I thought of the donut. Was it because of the moo juice? Donut evolving to the moo juice? Who knows? But thankfully, I think the Viva Piñata gods were looking out for me, because in day 60, the buzzle gum arrived and the tiger Masu reappeared, and behold, it is mine. After the days and days of attempts, it finally decided to become a resident. This was such a freaking relief. On top of that, the Paribo also decided to enter today and got scared by the Eagler. Yeah, so remember when I said I had a bit of an oopsie situation before? Yeah, it's because I set the Eagler way too early, or at least I didn't get the Paribo before. So now that's going to be definitely way more difficult, since the Eagler loves to come into the garden because it simply needs 5 different piñatas to be residents at the time. And right now, obviously I have 5+. This is going to be a bit rough, won't it? Wonder when it's going to reappear now, because the bark is still not here. We're in day 60 and it's still not reappeared. What did that rhino do to my freaking dog? God damn it. Okay, anyway, to finish off the day, I decided to start work on getting the water-based piñatas, or at least ones that are, you know, like interested in the water, which is the actual Chippo. And I need like a bunch of water for it to show up. So there it is. Just a second ago, I said I need him, and boom, day 61, it appears. But that was kind of it for the day. Like, seriously, day 61 was just me digging and planting things. But day 62, the walrus entered, and I genuinely cannot believe this is a real piñata. It looks so goofy, like seriously. Then the Chippo fully appeared, and it just went away. Okay then, playing hard to get, like every other freaking piñata in this game. And the blob itself is now part of the garden. Welcome, walrus. Seriously. Welcome. And also, I guess something worthy of mentioning, in day 62, the diggerling dug up a gold flake, so I decided to get more of them so that maybe they could get me some more, you know, gold flakes or some other necessary things. Day 63, I decided, since I kind of forgot about most of the things I was working towards, instead I'll pile on another piñata. This time the Gala Gugu, which needs 16 tulips. Damn, that's a bunch of them. Okay, one good today is that the Chippo did actually enter, and on the bad side of today, the tiger Masu scared it off. So I guess the Chippo is not gonna appear for the next 50 days, since the bark is still gone. Okay, this was honestly a very depressing moment, since getting the garden to look like this is kind of difficult, and making any progress on other piñatas is difficult, and it's day 63, so I really have to be conservative with my time. So I'm going to maybe give it a few more days, like maybe till day 65, and then I'll clean up if the Chippo just doesn't reappear. Also, I sold the tiger Masu because, you know, no connection. We're not connecting to anything, even though this is a freaking cool piñata. But whatever. Anyway, on the good side, the Galagugu progress was going pretty good. It entered the garden, killed the moth, ate some tulips in day 64, but I found out it didn't actually eat the moth and left the most important candy behind, so I guess it made no progress to the moth. You know, I'm fine with that. At least it's not like the Chippo running away. I have hope in it coming back, not being a little baby. Ironic, since the Galagugu is basically supposed to be one. Also, today I might have discovered a new game changer. Turns out that you can ban piñatas from reappearing in your like overall vicinity of the garden. Like, they just won't pop up and take up the spot of other piñatas appearing. The only catch being that you have to get a said piñata that you want to get banned, Master Romancer, before to unlock the option. Now, does this mean this could be a way I could get the bark to reappear, because it's been so many days? I think I'm willing to take that chance, because I really want that. So, new goal on top of the other 2 goals, or well, 1 goal: Master Romance all piñatas. I have not many days. This could literally be huge though, at least appearing the certain piñatas in need. Day 65, the dragonfly showed up, and turned out all it now needs is to win a fight against the red hot. Damn it, I don't have one right now. So it dipped. Then at night, the Galagugu reappeared and then actually killed a moth. Ate it in day 66. I also decided I'll give the Chippo 1 more day, since I said 65, but 65 just kind of flew. And then I noticed that the diggerling finally, one of them at least, got something useful out of the mine that isn't like a gold flake. It is a green bone. Another bone. Ooh, mystery. Yes, yes. Progress. Yes, yes. And to finish day 66 off, I got the Galagoo. Haha. Cutie patootie. Day 67, the tipping point of covering all of the water was the fact that the planted watercress that I had, or at least all the stuff that the Chippo needed, was basically falling apart, and I did not feel like replanting it and putting the fertilizer on it. So goodbye, Chippo, at least for now. I probably will come back to you. And it's almost as if he did this on purpose, but I kid you not, he reappeared as I was covering. But thankfully, it was one of those moments where the piñata just reappears and then walks off. It's like they just want to walk to a different part and then disappear for another few days. So that's okay. That definitely did not make me rethink my life choices of playing this right now. Anyway, I got a blue bone today. So what? Green, red, blue. That's I think all of them. That's kind of huge. But I think I'm gonna leave these for now. From there, I decided I'll master romance the bat first. As for one, getting it banned. But also for two, I need like 5 of them for an owl. Remember that owl that I remembered is in the game? But I think I think I need 5 of them, which I don't have showing up. So we definitely need the bat. Also, I got the Panaki to appear today, who is also trapped behind a metal gate, and the way you get it free is by paying Bart to set it free. But before I do that, look. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. The Swanana has reappeared. I repeat, this is not an alarm. The Swanana has reappeared. Bart, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Make the sandwich, please, 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 please. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I had Bart speedrun making sandwiches before he set the Panaki free, and we officially have the damn Swanana. I genuinely felt weak. Like I didn't know what to do. I just lost all hope that I was gonna get Swanana in the next few days, and then there it is. Did I scare it away? Nope. Or wait, did it? Actually, the crocodile might have scared it away. See, this game is really tedious. Like, it's so more annoying than the first game. Because the first game, if a piñata doesn't appear one day, it'll appear another day. And there's none of this, like, full-on fear scaring away tactic. Oh, and to end the day off, I romanced the bats. That's a change for sure. The tones. Day 68, I ordered a second Swanana so that I can romance them. Then paid Bart to finally free Panaki. And what peckin' mix? Another piñata that I just did not know existed in this game. Kinda nice to be surprised about certain things in this playthrough. I just continued to try to get Master Romancer for the bats. And also Yellow Flutterscotch. I don't think I had that one yet. Day 69. Started off by getting the bats to romance appropriately with the day number. Decided I'll actually give it a shot and try to get the Panaki. And then I noticed that the bat home that they were using was all of a sudden gone. The ruffians again, or is my stuff just falling apart? The quest to get the Panaki was going alright. It was refusing to eat carrots off the sand like the Licatoad did with the Nightshade Berry, so that was annoying, and then it left. I'll get him next time, I hope. Day 70, I hit a bunny and got it like super pissed. That was interesting. Got a Raspberry, as it'll come in really useful pretty soon. And I got the Swananas to romance finally. Speaking of romancing, the Master Romance Challenge for the Sherbats or the Bats was going abysmal. But through trial and painful error, I got it. After the Swananas were done boogieing, I sold their home, since it was time to get the secret home. Ooh. Yeah, you'll see soon. And also, I was surprised to find out that the Sherbats hatched a twin. That was neat. One thing I do have to mention though is because I feel like a lot of people are definitely frustrated inside of this video if you know about this, but there is a certain feature inside of this game called wild cards, which essentially is a piñata that you can get that's like mutated or at least really special. But the way that you get it is you need to have Master Romancer plus 7 of those piñatas and then collect all the hearts that are in that said mini game that you complete, and then you get a wild card. Well, I didn't know that. Yeah. I tried. You'll get it by day 100, I promise. Since in day 71, I assume the way you get it is just by constantly romancing them until you had a random chance of getting one. That's not true. From there, by having the Swanana and Raspberry specifically eat the heart candy after that secret home was placed down, I began to romance them. And if you don't know, you can basically have these 2 piñatas romance. Before we get on to what that monstrosity that they created is, I got the Panaki. That's pretty good. Anyway, back to the monstrosity. It's a pigsy, basically a flying pig. That's literally it. That's all I wanted, and it doesn't seem very necessary in this game. At least probably is for like romancing, but right now it isn't. A funny thing is, instantly when it hatched, it started battling the Raspberry, one of its parents. Relax. Also, since I was working on master romancing the Mousemallows on the side now, look, a Hooty Fruity owl showed up. So that's the owl, which is, I do believe, the last piñata that I specifically have to have appear. Wow. Look at us go. And that also does mean that I have only 1 piñata to set free, which is, I think, the pigeon. So, Maybe I'll start working on that too. It needs profitimals. I guess I'll start ordering them. Viva Piñata fun facts! This last fun fact is in relation to Viva Piñata and the state that it's in, because it's a bit of a long story, but long story short, we haven't had a Viva Pinata game in years, and the closest thing that we've had to like game relation thing was Rare Replay a few years ago, and I really hope that, you know, Rare delivers a new title, Viva Pinata 3 or whatever. And actually, a fun fact is we have had some news. Back in 2022, they renewed the trademark for Viva Pinata, which could mean absolutely nothing, and that was like Microsoft. So who knows? Maybe the next few years we will see one. But right now, Rare is absolutely busy cooking up way too much stuff for their one and only game, Sea of Thieves, which is nothing wrong. It's probably a brilliant game. I could never get into it. But Viva Pinata is such a special IP. And yeah, we got the DS game, or the party game as well. But I would love to one day see Viva Pinata 3, or at least remakes of Viva Pinata 1 and Trouble in Paradise, as I like to call it, the tip, someday. Yeah, someday. Day 72, the Buzzage decided to finally enter the garden and become a member of the garden. Apart from that, I just worked on romancing stuff, which now includes the profitimals because it's cheaper. Day 73 though was a big day because behold, one of the things I was hoping the diggerlings would be able to discover with time, the egg. More specifically, a freaking dragon. Look at this thing, it's so damn cool. I called it Ash. Reference from the past video also. Then it kind of hit me because it's not in its full size. You can actually make it big. It has to eat a lot of different things, which include like milk, salamango, red hot, yada yada. But it also needs a dragonfly, which yeah, I still don't have. And it's day 73. Remember all the time it showed up? So I guess it's time to lock in and try to get that piñata as well, on top of like the multi other ones that I'm trying to get. But this one seems more important because I want a big dragon. Day 74 was even crazier. So let's start off with I got Master Romancer for Marshmallows. Neat. Then I sold the mine that the diggerlings were using since it's useless at this stage. Then I got enough profitimals so our boy Pigeon is free, and that meant I finished the game. So the plot was Professor Pester is trapping piñatas. That's interesting. Anyway, Hooty Fruity entered the garden, and then once again my chaotic brain was like, let's go check out the credits they just told me I unlocked. And I went out and I went into that, and I'll be honest, this was pretty cool. You basically bash up piñatas and then they pop out with like the dev names out of their body. Pretty cool. Did I read them? No. But you know what? You made a pretty solid game. But one secret I did keep from you, this wasn't for nothing. My brain wasn't just being chaotic. Well, maybe a bit. You see, by doing this, I unlocked a wishing well that I can purchase off of Lottie. And when I do that, once I interact with it, a familiar character from the first game appears, Ivo, who is willing to give me some cool stuff for giving him money. And by giving him 9,999 chocolate coins, I get this, a giant amber. It has a taffly on it, that's pretty cool. Anyway, from there, I purchased the last bone of Lottie, and then I told Bart to go nuts in them and tinker them away. While that happened, I re-got the garden storage thingy, and oh, he put it in my mail. Oh my god, it's humongouszoid. Anyway, after getting 3 gigantic skeleton parts and having the amber and having the storage, I put all this stuff away on day 75 into it, and ta-da! New egg. This time, this egg creates something, well, new. But first, I had to get a Cluckles, who was also used to raise the dragon egg. I forgot to mention that. But this time around, the Cluckles need Jurassic hair on its head, which I was able to get off of Petula. And then, when it interacted with it, ta-da! A dinosaur! Yep, I made that thing. And I kind of regret it. No. Let me explain. For one, there are different versions you can get, which, from my understanding, depends on the tinkering format you go with. So let's say red bone is skull, then spine is green, and blue is whatever that other thing is. Then you get a different one. My combo made this little monster. And as for other reason why I regret it, I now have 2 giant, loud, indestructible, and unsellable piñatas in my garden forever. So, oops. I'll make it work though. Also, I called the dino Chucky and misspelled it. Definitely on purpose. Yeah, after all that, I master romanced the profitimal, and I played the Bark video again, just in case if maybe it'll reappear. And then, since I had a Cluckles, I learned that by feeding it a yam, it evolves it into a Chuckstridge or something, right? Chuckstridge. And it kept its little wig. Amazing. Also, to finish off this big day, I decided to begin the new quest of getting the Fizzly Bear, which needs prickly pears, and that's a weed, so fencing needs to be obtained. Day 76, I made a brown flutterscotch, then fed a chameleon to Chucky, definitely not making it bigger by feeding him this. I know, I'll regret this later. I was young and stupid, even though this was like a few days ago when I recorded it. And then the dragonfly decided to reappear, and all that it has left is to fight that red hot, and when it went up against it, it lost. What? Yeah, sure, buddy. To make myself happier, I made an orange flutterscotch. Definitely to make myself happier. Day 77, I made the big decision of getting the SARS gorilla, also, on top of, everything else. Since this one is the one that I needed to get. Remember when I said I really like it? Also, I fed all the things to Chucky it needed, and man, that's a big boy. It's definitely bigger than I expected. From there, I discovered that the requirements to have a baby bamboon in the garden is going to be a bigger pain than I thought, since it needs to eat 3 chameleons. So I just decided to romance them first, I guess. Master romance, why not? And at the end of the day, the Fizzly Bear decided to show its face, but do nothing. Day 78 was pretty mediocre. I worked on romancing the chameleons. One cool thing they do is go invisible when they hunt down the thing that they want to eat for, romancing. Also, the weeds are replanting themselves, so that's great. At day 79, the dragonfly appeared and it entered the garden. As I waited for it to 1v1 the red hot, the chippo appeared. It took you freaking long enough for like 20 days. And just as the red hot and dragonfly were about to fight, the damn bamboon broke up the goddamn fight, since it's one of the special abilities. Me panicking in this situation is an understatement. I quickly sold it and hoped that they could just go back at it again, which thankfully they did, and it is officially mine, yes. So I fed it to Ash. The dragonfly did not last very long, and as it was chasing around, I got the chameleons to finally romance. Day 80 was indeed a very, very special day, since... Look, random day 80, the bark has popped up. And this time, it wasn't one of those, let me go from one area of the map to another. No. It was one of those where he looked into my garden and was like, I think I want to join this. Which is an incredibly good sign. Today is a good day, ladies and gentlemen, so I had to act quick and get a supply of kitty flosses. Apart from those great news, today I fed the last thing to Ash, and hey, he's a bit big. This is going to be a pain, won't it? After that, I sent Ash off actually to a party, since that's a feature I might have completely forgot about and haven't done yet. Day 81 was a bit meh. Spent the day looking out for all the piñatas I needed, like the bark, Fizzly Bear, SARS gorilla, and even the Paribo, which I do really want to get. So today I made the decision to take out the eagle there, since I'm honestly sick of it. It's like the main reason I can't get the Paribo itself. Oh, and got Master Romancer for the chameleons. Day 82, I got Bart to pre-make stuff for the SARS gorilla, just in case, just in case. And then the bark entered. I repeat, the bark has entered. But then the goddamn chameleon scared it off. But look, the Paribo. Okay, what is happening right now? Oh wait, what? Whoa, it's... Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Ella, you have reappeared in day 82. I was hoping you would be with us for longer, but that just happened. What? It scared it off, but it's back, but it's... What? Okay, day 83, I realized that the Paribo is just flying around the place, and when it attempts to land, it flies again. Is it broken? Who knows? Also, I finally romanced the bamboons today, so there's Gorilla. Where you at? Huh? Come on, day 83, buddy. Time is ticking. I'm definitely not stressed right now. Oh, and I also lost Ella. So, well, like 2 minutes ago, we just got her, and now she's gone. I have no idea. Like, seriously, I have no idea. So I guess Ella part 3 is being ordered. Oh, and also I fed a duck a gooseberry, which evolved it into a juicy goose. I think this is the second last evolution that I have to do. Day 84, I finally got the Paribo, so that's good. Funny how once the eagle there was just gone, it joined almost instantly. Also, I finally found out why the Fizzly Bear has been such a pain to enter the garden, because every day it's been like popping up but not entering. Because when I guess I planted the weeds, or at least the things it needed, or maybe when they replanted themselves, one of the 4, because I destroyed the other ones, had limited space to fully grow, so it wasn't fully growing, so I had 3 instead of the 4 that it needed. Great. From there, I got Ella, or at least just Ella with 3 L's, since it's Ella the 3rd. And then I finally had the baby bamboon hatch, which turned into an adult very fast. Damn, this will be really hard, won't it? Master Romancer it is! Day 85, the eagle air reappeared, and I realized that a huge thing I forgot with killing a piñata that has made progress in becoming a member of the garden, like this one, was that it loses all of its progress. So remember all those cinnamonkeys that I bought in a day? Yeah, Now it also needs those on top of the parry bow, but that's okay. Shouldn't be too hard to get. Also, today was one of the days the ruffians pulled up, and somehow one of them got stuck in my fencing with all the weeds. Just when I thought I was actually gonna keep a funny ruffian, it just broke the fencing and ran away. Okay, well, that was interesting. And then I noticed that one of the monkey nut trees for the size of gorilla, because it needs 3 of them in the garden, it's just gone. Seriously, ruffians, you are pricks. Day 86 was a bit messy. Somehow also my bamboo civilization has lowered, since I was just meant to get my master romancer for it, but I didn't, since some of them are missing. Then the Fizzly Bear reappeared again, just as I thought I'd get the eagle there, but I stupidly sold a raisant that it needed, because it also needed 10 piñatas to be different kinds residents for it to become one, but I didn't because I sold the freaking raisant, which was the 10th one. Oh, and then the Fizzly Bear left, and then lastly I realized I'm like really broke, so Orchid Farm for the rest of the game it is. My favorite thing to do. The 87 was pretty chunky. Started off with getting the eagle there finally, because I re-got the raisant, since it'll also become really useful for the Fizzly Bear. Speaking of the Fizzly Bear, it cameoed and then dipped, master romanced the Bonboons, had the Peck and Mix visit the garden, sold the eagle there, then the Fizzly Bear reappeared and actually entered finally. It was doing some solid progress, but oh, of course I didn't order the second raisant because I'm stupid that it needed, and there it goes. Better pull up tomorrow. Also, I realized that the Peck and Mix now needs a blue flutterscotch, since I'm trying to get it as well, so that's gonna be a bit of a pain. Day 88, I sold a few Bonboons, since it's getting really overpopulated up in here. Then the Fizzly Bear reappeared, and I got the last raisant, so there it is, finally part of the garden. Since that was done, I wanted to get rid of all the weeds, and oh my god, that was such a pain. And just as I was trying to do that, the Peck and Mix re-entered the garden, and now it needs a green flutterscotch. Of course it does. From there, I decided to feed the Fizzly Bear a blue gem, which turned it into the last evolved piñata, the Polali Bear. Polali? The polar bear, basically. Since it was a pentarctic piñata, I give it some snow. Good boy. Day 89, I sold off the fencing finally, got the green flutterscotch, and then I got the cool train tracks. Remember? Like all the way in the first few days? Yeah. Took me forever to actually, start using them. From there, I got the Peck and Mix to be a resident, finally, and a night out of just romancing the Bonboons and taking a picture of the baby, put it in a mailbox. Remember, also reference to the beginning of the video, because I don't want to constantly romance these Bonboons and have to, have a baby. What if I just pull one away and then bring it out whenever I need it? And to finish off the day, I messed around a bit more with the train tracks and toys and found out not only can I place a damn tank on the train tracks, but also you can just have instruments in the garden that you can play with. Day 90, I made the better discovery of how I can actually package up the babies. That kind of sounded wrong, but basically, just buy a package and put it in instead of taking a picture. Why did I want to go the really hard route? Also, Ella decided to play the drums, one of the toys that I placed down. That was interesting, but I had to sell them. Sorry, not sorry. Also, today I finally tested out something I've actually wanted to test out this entire game because it didn't work in the first one. I had Ash, or my dragon, go up against Professor Pester. And what did that do? He fought, which actually the Bonboon didn't break up, and he burnt his ass cheeks, and as a punishment, he broke my freaking station. Also, I realized that I'm officially missing 6 piñatas. Wait, 6. Damn, that's not that many, but also quite a lot. Oh god, I don't know. Whatever. Day 91, I decided to start off working with donuts for the Wario, since, it's day 91, might as well attempt it. So because of that, I also decided to multitask romancing the Zumbugs, since they're also needed. I essentially need 5 donuts and 5 Zumbugs, and I did something I should have done a few days ago. The Ella makeover! This time around, I gave her a crown, since she's my queen, and she's the queen of the garden. Slay, right? That's what all the cool kids say nowadays. From there, I really started getting overwhelmed with how overpopulated this garden has become with all the stuff that I have in it. Day 92, I sold the Bonboon home because I need space, and then a cow reappeared, and I walked off. How is this such a difficult piñata to get? After that, I had a midlife crisis because the damn garden was sold out and my head was spinning. And then, after a bit of time of messing around with the piñatas, since I basically don't have all that much to do, I realized there's challenges in the game, which is basically where you accept a challenge and then, feed the piñata a certain amount and then send it off to the parties. I did not listen during that tutorial and never knew this existed. Day 93, I was about to get the Zumbug to romance, and for some odd reason, one of its requirements to eat jam made it sad by doing that. Okay, that makes sense. And also from there, I still needed the Rocknid, so I guess I'll work on that too, since it's one of the 6 piñatas. So 4 Tafflies is what it needs. And then in day 94, I had the Rocknid enter bright and early, speaking of it, and then it actually joined the garden. That was very fast. fast and easy. From there, I had basically 5 donuts and 5 zombugs cooking up, so maybe the Rorio will become a resident before the 100th day coming around. After that, I sold the Rocknet and realized I need a pigeon. So I guess 5 piñatas down. That one's next on top of the other ones that I'm working on. But before that, I realized the Rorio appeared. Speak of the devil. And then ate 2 donuts and then two zombugs. Whoa! Did I just get the Rorio? Just like that? What? In day 94? Why was that so easy? Why was the tiger Misu more difficult? Why is the cow more difficult to get? I'm so confused right now. Day 95, I guess, marks 5 days away. So I'm missing the pigeon, the cow, the chippo, and the Sarah's gorilla. I think, will I fail the goal? That's kind of sad, but I got the Rorio. But you know what? Again, never back down. Never give up. Repeat that in your head. Rinse and repeat, ladies and gentlemen. As for the rest of the day, I decided to master romance the donut, sold the Rorio since it spooked things, got the pigeon, so that's off the list, and lastly decided to romance the tiger Misu since it's a cool piñata and why not? Day 96, I learned that romancing the tiger Misu is actually going to be more painful than I thought. Oh wow. Also, got master romancer for donuts. Since that's done, I finally decided to fully look into how to make wildcards and actually learned of the truth, so that's coming up soon. Ooh, exciting. Apart from that, today I was just waiting around, at least for the cow or the gorilla, since there's no hope in getting the chippo, since there's like no water in the garden right now. As I did that though, I found out you basically can also play games, well, like a racing game that I lost, but that's interesting. Day 97, just continued to work on the tiger Misu romance and got the wildcard bonus. That was kind of a day. Day 98, I found out what that twin was, the wildcard one, and oh, its antlers are just straight. That's cool, but also 33,000 for it. Oh my god. All right, I have 2, why not? I'll sell 1, why not? And then I thought, can I get a horstachio to become a wild card? Since it is one of my favorite piñatas, why not? Spoiler alert, I learned that in the next day, but I'll just tell you right now. No, you need 7 piñatas in your garden. I didn't know that. So I ordered one like a silly boy and also romanced the tiger Misus today. Day 99, it's getting scary close. Got the horstachios romancing like a little silly boy, and then I learned of the truth. Also, Ella almost died. That was close. And I guess I found out that you can pump up trees with fertilizer. I didn't know you could do that, so I just kind of tried to see which tree looks like what. For some odd reason, the fir tree didn't work, and like I think the banana tree, some of them just didn't work. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it's day 100 and nothing happened. No piñata was unlocked. No piñata was romanced. It is officially over 100 days, and I failed my goal of unlocking every piñata. Well, that's it. I failed my challenge. I failed to get all piñatas in 100 days. It does kind of hurt, but this offers an opportunity, a future that you could make possible. If this video gets 500 likes, I will attempt another 100 days or 150 days or 200 extra days to not only get the rest of the piñatas that I need, but complete absolutely everything that this game has to offer, from getting all of the piñatas to getting all of their variants to 100%ing it in master romancing, sending them all off, completing all the challenges, doing the races, getting all the achievements, everything. But this video, I would have to know that people want that, because that will be a lot of work. So if you want to see that, you should drop a like on the video. Get off of me. Also, I kind of left out some bits, like for example, that Stardust showed up when I decided to hop back in to get like screenshots, shots, and clip shots for this video. So yeah, that Stardust was in that game all along. He showed up because the piñata was sick. And yeah, this was a fun video to make, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to what other videos that I will be making, because I already have one cooking. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Subscribe, like. Oh, also, Jesus, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. That is huge. Seriously, absolutely incredible. And see you guys in the next one. Oh my god, guys, they finally showed up. They finally showed up. There's 2 of them. Okay, I don't have bread on me, so I need to go buy some bread off of Lottie's. Where's my garden? This can be my garden. I'm not going insane. You're going insane. Look at him. He's just a dude or girl. That might be or they might be both girls, but they're just chilling. What if I give them a gooseberry? Do you think they'll turn into a juicy goose? I have issues.